I would like to begin with my presentation. One second. My laptop is a little bit cracky today. It's like keep lagging. So if that happens, I hope you can bear with me. Okay, so yeah, like what you have understood today, as usual, every Saturday we are going to look into TrueYou, and for this week we are looking into different types of vitamins, not just vitamins, there are also minerals inside. So before I begin, again, I would like to welcome all the new guests, all our new friends, our new member, and I'm going through a brief history about DNA testing. Okay, so we all heard about DNA, but what actually a DNA is? Well, it's a test that can reveal your genetic makeup. So everyone, we look different, we behave differently because we all have different genes, even though we have siblings that somehow look similar, or we have twin sister, twin brother. The genes that we carry may not be 100% the same. There will be differences. So these tests allow the genes to be decoded. Genes actually made up with different types of letters, 4 different bases called GCTA. Because of the differences in this arrangement, we all have different characteristics. So DNA is really a test to help to find out how are these CGTA in your body is arranged. By looking at the sequence, we'll know the secrets inside of you. Okay, so these DNA profiling tests begin with criminal investigation first, because we need to identify who is the criminal. They may have left some of the sample, their DNA sample in the criminal scene, like the crime scene. So with those samples, they can run DNA tests and identify and try to match who the person is. As this DNA test technology become more and more common, it also has been extended to legal matter, the use of legal matter. So for example, if you want to identify whether or not this person can inherit whatever left by the father, the mother, they can do the test as a proof. Or people want to immigrate to another country. How do you show the proof that you are related? So they could use parentage kind of testing to see if your DNA is matched with the parent or not. Okay, after that, with more common usage, with the technology being more discovered, more explored, then these DNA tests is also used in medical field as well as researchers lab, not only for human, but maybe also for animals, for plant. So for agriculture, also we need this DNA technology, okay? And until now, there's this direct to consumer DNA test. It's really what it means by the word direct to you, the consumer, okay? You do not need to go through the hospital or the lab, the research lab to do this. They are now currently, okay, available for you to do the test at your home. So this direct to consumer type of gene test or DNA test, it is actually quite popular already in the US or UK for the past 10 years. Okay, but now in Asia region, we see it's growing. And by the year 2026, there is this estimation that about 25% of the global population would have done a genetic test. That is more than 1 billion of people. Why? Because healthcare prevention is moving towards precision. Being precise means all the recommendation given to you is based on you as a person. You are totally different from another person. So this is what we call precision, very precisely cater for your health, for your risk, for your trait. Now, of course, based on research also, we found that any advice or any recommendation given to you based on your DNA, it is more effective, okay? Effective in different ways. First, people become more motivated to make changes, okay? Because you know from black and white now, yeah, I have this risk or I have poor response to this type of food. Now I am very motivated to make changes. Okay, it's no longer something that everybody tells you, everybody do the same. You may not be very convinced, but with the DNA test, you will be more motivated and you will tend to be more willing to learn more. You're interested to learn more, and therefore you have greater understanding. Okay, so you can make changes better, and it shows in the result that, you know, the dietary outcome can be better. Okay, and finally, of course, it shows that the advice given based on DNA results better fit for each person, more superior than those general recommendations. Okay, general recommendation is made based on general assumption. Most people suitable for this, but you may not be one of the general person that fits into that category. Okay, there are always different people may react differently to the same type of food. Even though that is good for general people, it may not be good for you. So we say we want precision, okay, not a general recommendation. So in TrueYou, we have about 11 categories looking at your gene for different aspects, okay, including diet, vitamins, physical health risk, sleep, your mental health, gut health, stress, heart health, eye health, as well as your immune system, okay, your immunity. So last few weeks, we have covered a few, and today we will focus on the third category here, okay, the vitamins. Now, before we enter into each of the parameters, again, this is a reminder to everyone, your journey in TrueYou do not end just at getting your result, the report. You don't just take the report, look at it, just look at what you are good at, and then you close it. Because what is more important is you need to understand the recommendation for you, and more importantly, take action accordingly, a long-term action. Okay, so the TrueYou report is can be used actually for the rest of your life, because your gene generally do not change. So this is true for you, and you can always refer to this report. Okay, anytime if you have any question that pops up, you can refer back to the report. Okay, so how these vitamins category help us? Okay, after we do this test, what will these parameters result tells you about? So first, from those parameters, of course, you would have a better understanding about your risk, the risk of whether or not you will get enough. Do you have high risk not having enough of certain vitamins and minerals? Which one would you need to invest, as in pay money, buy the supplement, and you know the supplement is good for you? So we check on whether you have high risk not having a certain vitamin or minerals enough. Okay, that means you may not metabolize good enough. Your absorption for those mineral or vitamin may be less superior than the general population. So probably you need to have those extra supplements. So it helps you to invest wisely. What you are spending is really good for you, and your body needs it. Okay, the third benefit is, by knowing these vitamins, it helps you to optimize your physical health and also your performance, because we know different minerals, different vitamins, they play different roles in the body. Some of it really help us to improve our performance physically. Of course, some also help us to perform better mentally. Maybe some are really good for our eyes, good for anti-aging. So there are different functions. So if you are looking to optimize means get the best out of the best, not just pain-free, not just disease-free, but you want to be at the peak of your performance. Okay, and finally, definitely it helps you to modify your diet, okay, because some of these vitamins and minerals, they are richer in certain food. You can make a choice, okay, if you can get from the food, the fresh, real food, but sometimes your body may limit you to have certain food. For example, if you can't drink milk, there's no way for you to get enough of calcium if you also do not like tofu. So then you invest in supplements. So there are many things you can adjust by understanding your result and how you respond to different food. Okay, so let's look at the the color bar here. These are the genetic indicator. For each of the parameter, you will see this color bar. So for vitamin categories, you will see two indicator here. One is the risk, one is the benefit. So if this risk is at the red zone or the orange zone, that means you are more likely, okay, unable to get enough of certain vitamins just by taking food alone. You cannot get enough. So you have high risk of not having enough. If you are normal, that means compared to the general population, everyone has the same risk. Okay, that means if you don't eat a balanced diet or you omit certain food that is rich in that type of nutrients, you will develop deficiency. But having normal risk, that means if you practice balanced diet, you eat all the food that you're supposed to eat, then you do not have to worry about not getting enough. Okay, if you're of the green zone, you are low risk. That means no worries, you are very, very unlikely lacking of these vitamins. So if you are at the green zone, okay, that means if you invest still in the type of vitamins, you still top up with supplements, it's not harming you, don't worry. It's just that you are kind of like putting your money into something that is not very useful, okay, not giving you extra benefit. So with the result, you know how to adjust your investment better, invest in your health better, okay? In terms of benefit, it's likely the opposite, okay? Benefit means, will these nutrients benefit you more than the rest of the population? So if it's lower or some benefit at the red zone, that means probably not so much of benefit that you can get if you take extra supplement, okay? Okay, it could be because your body already get enough, your body is already really good in utilizing these nutrients. Even if you give more, there's not much changes you can observe there, okay? So if it's very beneficial or beneficial to you, then probably you may want to consider supplement that type of nutrients for yourself because your body really needs it. With that supplementation, it helps you to improve, okay? So let's enter into each of the parameters. As you can see, there are so many here, okay? We are going to cover all of these today. Now, the first one is vitamin D deficiency. So what is vitamin D and okay, what is the function of vitamin D? If you follow the previous session, I believe you know that vitamin D is a free vitamins. It's a sunshine vitamins coming from the sun, because if you expose your skin without any sunblock, okay, under the sun, especially in the morning, for 15 minutes or so, you will be getting enough of vitamin D. Okay, but the problem is many of us, we don't really stay out under the sun, especially in the morning, especially for working class. There's no time for us to stay outside. And ladies, we really want to stay fair and beautiful. We apply sunblock. This thing will reduce the exposure. So I would say many Asian ladies especially is lacking of vitamin D. So if you look at the result, if it shows normal risk, that means just make sure you eat food that is rich in vitamin D, or make sure you get 15 minutes of sunlight exposure. You do not have to worry about not having enough. But if you are over the red zone or the orange zone, that means no matter what, you also need supplement to help you. Okay, so what is vitamin D good for? It's really good for maintaining strong bone because it helps the absorption of calcium, bring it towards your bone. So it's important, okay? It also helps for our cell growth, our hormone, also our neuromuscular, okay? The neurons that control the muscle, okay? And also our immune function. We need this vitamin D, okay? And vitamin D helps to reduce inflammation. So anything helps reduce inflammation is important also for our immune system. Okay, so like I said, the easiest way, go under the sun without any sunblock. Morning sunlight is better, it's less toxic in a way. Okay, in terms of food, you can actually eat eggs, whole eggs, because the vitamin D is inside the egg yolks. I know some people, they avoid egg yolks because concern of cholesterol. Okay, deep sea fish also, you can get vitamin D, and then mushroom that is planted under the sun, you can get vitamin D. Okay, there are other nutrients that help absorption of vitamin D that is called boron. So boron can be found in almond, apple, hazelnuts, dates, and avocado. So you can mix and match. Okay, for example, you want better absorption of vitamin D. You cook an egg in the morning. Maybe you drink a cup of apple milkshake. So apple, you can mix in almond. So this combination helps you to absorb vitamin D much better. You get boron from apple and almond, help the absorption of vitamin D in the eggs. So this is how you mix and match. Other than that, zinc and vitamin K also help with this utilization of vitamin D very well. Zinc comes from all those shellfish or seafood, okay, oyster, crab, lobster, and if you know, we also have this gummy sea that has zinc inside. So this mix and match help us to utilize vitamin D better. Okay, next one, vitamin A. So I will not repeat again, because every normal risk, that means as long as you make sure you get enough from food, you do not have to worry. But if you know you're omitting certain food, please look for supplement. If you're on red and orange zone, definitely look for supplement. If you're on green zone, just make sure you have a balanced diet. Okay, I'm not going to repeat this throughout, but I will focus on explaining each nutrient to you. All right, so for vitamin A, if you know, it's really good for the eyes, especially for night vision. People lacking of vitamin A, they will find driving at night very difficult. They cannot see very clearly because it leads to night blindness. Okay, and vitamin A is also very good for the skin. If not getting enough, you will tend to have dry and rough skin, and more vulnerable for respiratory infection and urinary infection. Okay, so it's really important also, especially now, we really do not want ourselves to be vulnerable to respiratory infection. Okay, so where can we get vitamin A from? Generally, foods that are dark green vegetables, yes, they are rich in vitamin A. You can also look for food that are orangey, red color. Those also give you vitamin A. Okay, like carrots, bell pepper. So the reason why lacking in vitamin A can lead to more vulnerability to respiratory and urinary infection and also dry skin is because this vitamin A, they are very important for our mucosa tissue. The lining that lines our inner respiratory system, that lines our urinary system, also for our skin. So it's very important, being the layer that protects us. Okay, now next is iron. Iron is not a vitamin, it's a mineral. And why is iron so important is because it made up the part of our red blood cell. What does it do is it will bind to oxygen and carry the oxygen to the rest of our body. So imagine if you do not have enough iron, your whole body cells could not get enough oxygen. So if you're deficient in iron, definitely you feel very tired, lack of oxygen, your performance will decrease, your concentration will decrease, learning will be weaker, you are more sensitive to coldness, and then you may have very pale skin, you may start to have hair loss, you have brittle nails. Some people, if really severe, you have palpitation. You feel your heartbeat very fast because your body is trying to compensate, trying to pump more blood so that you get oxygen. But the thing is, your blood is not healthy. You do not have iron to bind with the oxygen. Okay, it's like a postman that grabs your oxygen and deliver to the rest of your cell. Okay, so it's important to get enough iron, especially for ladies, okay, who are looking to get pregnant. For athletes, it definitely affects the performance. So where to get iron? Very easy. Okay, if you are not vegetarian, all the meats, especially red meats, there are plenty of iron. Beef, chicken also, pork also, okay? If you compare to fish have much lesser. So because the red color of the meat actually comes from iron, okay? If you are a vegetarian, but you still eat eggs has iron in egg yolk, okay? And what else? Leafy green vegetables like spinach is also very high in iron. It's just that the absorption is slightly lower. So if you are vegetarian, you may want to pair with vitamin C when you are eating iron-rich food, because vitamin C help you to absorb iron much better. Okay, that means maybe when you are having your dinner, you have some green vegetables, you may want to pair with orange juice that will help you to absorb better. Okay, or the easiest, get a supplement. That's the easiest. All right. Then we have magnesium. Okay, magnesium is a mineral, it's not a vitamin. Okay, I would want to stress about magnesium because many of us do not get enough magnesium. Okay, because of our current modern lifestyle, the food that we eat are highly processed. Because magnesium, if you eat whole grains, okay, whole grains, they are good source of magnesium. If you eat nuts are good source of magnesium. Sorry, for example, pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, all this. But I would say not many of us actually eat a lot of whole grains, because sometimes we do eat white rice. We don't really eat a lot of nuts on a regular basis. And let's give you an idea why I emphasize on whole grains. Comparing white rice to non-refined rice like brown rice, processing white rice has stripped off about 90% of the magnesium. So you can imagine that if you're on white rice on a regular basis, you're not getting a lot of magnesium. So what is so important about magnesium is for the bone. Okay, 50 to 60% of it will go inside our bones. The rest will deposit in our soft tissue. If we're deficient of magnesium, it affects not only our bone, but also our nervous system. We will get trouble sleeping. We cannot relax. So I would say if you're lacking of magnesium, you could not relax. So people may have trouble sleeping. Okay, some of them, they may develop heart problem. Okay, hypertension, because you do not know how to relax the muscle. Okay, and then metabolic syndrome, type 2 diabetes is related to deficiency of magnesium. Okay, some people may have cramp, some people may have problem going to the toilet, they may have constipation. All these are related to the muscle not knowing how to relax. Okay, so if you have problem like this, you may want to look into whether or not it's the deficiency of magnesium that has caused this. Okay, so magnesium, like I say, is plenty in whole grains, in seeds, in fruits and vegetables. And easier way, get a supplement. Okay, usually magnesium supplement, you can get it along with calcium, because calcium, magnesium, vitamin D, all these are good for the bone. Now, the next one is potassium. Potassium is another mineral. Okay, potassium and magnesium work together to control your muscle contraction, actually. Okay, so either one of these is not enough, you may have cramp. Okay, for sure. So that's also why if people lacking of potassium, they will also develop high blood pressure. They may feel headache. They will feel dehydrated. Okay, they will affect. It will affect your heart, your nervous system. Very much like magnesium also. Okay, so it is for potassium. It's very, very important to control your blood pressure. Okay, so make sure you get enough, especially with high risk for any heart issue. Okay, okay, and then, like I say, it's working together with magnesium for balancing. Okay, also for the fluid inside your body. So I would say for athlete, people who exercise, okay, you need to take care of your potassium. So potassium is very easy to get, actually. If you like local fruits, sorry, banana, very rich in potassium. I would say all the seasonal fruits in Malaysia, They are all very rich in potassium. Okay. All right. And then for the next one, sodium. So I don't think sodium is an issue. Everybody like to eat salt. Sodium present in salt. So as long as you eat food that is already flavored, like soy sauce, salt, oyster sauce, whatever sauce that gives you this umami taste, the saltiness, very likely they are very high in sodium. Okay, so very unlikely you get deficient, and it's important for controlling the blood pressure. So having too much will cause you high blood pressure, but having too low also will cause problem to your body. So as long as you eat it, you get it, no worries. Okay, this is not really a big concern, I would say, out of so many minerals. Next one is vitamin. We come back to vitamin B. So B6. B6 is very important for energy. It gives you energy, okay? And it also helps you to get rid of certain chemicals in the body. So if you do not have enough of vitamin B6, you will be very sleepy, you feel tired. If you're really, really severely deficient of vitamin D, you may find soreness, the sore or ulcer around the mouth, swollen tongue, you may have skin inflammation. These are very extreme deficiency, okay? Also, people with emotion problem, depression, cognitive problem, you may also want to look into this vitamin B6 because it also helps with our nervous system, okay? Also, people with anemia could be vitamins B6. B6 also help with our red blood cell formation, okay? Children with ADHD, epilepsy, all this is also related to vitamin B6 deficiency, okay? And also, if your body has low vitamin B6, it may put you at higher risk for getting problem like rheumatoid arthritis, okay? 关节风湿, okay? So vitamin B6, as long as you eat a balanced diet, actually you do not have to worry about it unless you are on the red zone, because as long as you eat meat, you eat beef, you eat chicken, you eat tuna, these are good source of B6. For vegetarian, you can get it from bananas, from spinach, from hazelnuts, from sweet potatoes. These are all very common food in our diet, so no way you can be enough unless you go on very, very extreme diet, okay? So I wouldn't encourage people do very extreme diet, avoiding certain food. We need a mixture of food in balance and moderation. Take in moderation. All right. The next one is B12. So B12 also very much like B6, but it is higher risk for vegetarian and vegan not getting enough, because usually it's only found in meat products. Very rich in B12 is meat product. So what it does is similar to B6, it helps us with energy metabolism. And very importantly, it makes sure the formation of red blood cell is healthy, okay? So vegetarian usually very hard to get enough. So for vegetarian, either you go on a long-term supplementation for B12. That means even if you have normal risk, but you are vegetarian, being a vegetarian make you higher risk because the factor comes from your diet, not your gene, but your diet factor. Okay, we have to look at everything. So for vegetarian, go for supplement, or there are also vitamin B12 injection that can last you maybe for a year or two. So you don't have to regularly go for it. Okay. However, if you're looking into food, like I said, usually the meat products. Okay, and how do you identify whether or not you have this deficiency? If you feel tired, you feel weak, you have loss of appetite, you have anemia, or you feel dizzy, things tying with anemia like pale skin, shortness of breath, all these also may indicate you may not get enough of B12. Okay, you have sleeping disorder, your nervous system is poor, like poor memory, you get confused. Sometimes very extreme case are probably dementia in elderly, personality change, all these may also be related to B12 deficiency. Okay, so elderly also make sure they get enough, especially when that their diet changes a lot because maybe the chewing abilities has changed. They avoid tough meat, but they still need this vitamin B12. All right. Next one is folate. Okay, folate. Another name for folate is actually B9. Okay, vitamin B9. So folate is very, very important for women planning for pregnancy. Okay, because folate helps to prevent pregnancy defects. That means baby born with defects because of the lack of vitamin B9 or folate. Okay, so why is it important? First, like I said, it's for the formation of healthy baby. Okay. Secondly, folate helps to reduce certain cancer risk. Okay, and it's definitely important for the nerve, the brain. Okay, it's helping for the nervous system to make these neurotransmitters. Neurotransmitters are chemicals that help us to communicate, that helps the nerves to communicate with one another. Okay, so if you have abnormal neurotransmitter, what would happen? Maybe your heart rate cannot be well regulated, your blood pumping, your heart rate, all these got hairwired. Okay, so you want folate to be enough for the formation of healthy baby, lower certain cancer risk, and also help you to have a normal synthesis of neurotransmitter for your nerve system to work. Okay. Other than that, folate is also important for cell division. If you want to make new cell, you want to make new DNA synthesis, all these also rely on folate. That's why it's so important if you want to get pregnant. Your baby is developing. Okay. Next is selenium. So selenium is another mineral. And if you follow the previous session, you know that selenium is important for immunity. Okay, so if, for example, this show increased risk, right? Increased risk means you have higher risk not having enough. Despite you try very hard from your diet, you may still want supplementation. So good source of food. Okay, if you do not want to look at supplement first, look at the food. It's usually found in seafood, tuna, shrimp, sardine, salmon, codfish. If you're vegetarian, then nuts like Brazil nuts, tofu, brown rice, sunflower seeds, mushroom. All these are good source of selenium. Okay, so selenium is not only for immune system, it's also a good anti-aging factor. Okay, help us to protect us from the damages of free radicals, because it's also an antioxidant. All the antioxidants help us to protect the cell, help us anti-aging, and it's also to regulate our hormone. Okay, so if you are deficient of selenium, there are higher risks. You may get infection because again, it's for immunity. You may feel tired. You may have depression. You may have thyroid problem because it's to regulate your hormone. Okay, thyroid. You may have hyper or hypothyroidism. You may have tendency to develop allergies, certain types of allergies, muscle weakness, inflammation. Again, inflammation is always tied with your immunity. Some heart disease, okay, and some cancer. So I would say, to make it simple, it's for your immunity, for your cell, healthy cell, anti-aging, antioxidant, and for your hormone. All right. Next up, omega-3. So from this section onwards, we are looking at benefit, not the risk of deficient. Okay, not the risk of not getting enough. So for benefit, you want to look if you are on the red zone. On the red zone means you do not need to spend money to invest in that supplementation. If it's in the green zone, then yes, you want to get more of that. So for omega-3, it's a type of essential fatty acid. That means your body cannot make this fat. Okay, your body can make saturated fat, but it cannot make omega-3. It's a type of essential oil. Sorry, I cannot say essential oil, essential fat. Essential oil is another thing. Essential fat in the body. So as you may have already known, omega-3 very commonly found in fish oil. Okay, so all the deep sea fish, salmon, mackerel, sardine, they all have omega-3. Okay, it's important for heart. You already know it helps your blood to flow better. It helps your the vessel, okay, to be more flexible, and it's also important for the eyes and for the brain because they deposit in the eyes and the brain as well. Okay, so that's why pregnant mother is also advised to get omega-3. It's also better to get from supplement because it's free from mercury contamination. If you're pregnant and you're looking for omega-3, choose fish, deep sea fish that is smaller in size. The larger fish, they may have higher amount of contamination. Smaller fish, they will have smaller amount. So it's safer for pregnant lady, okay? All right. Next on is calcium. I think you know already lah. Calcium is for the bone, right? And besides bone, calcium also helps with regulating our blood pressure. So people lacking of calcium, they also have hypertension, which is high blood pressure. Pregnant lady, you know, sometimes pregnant lady, during pregnancy, they develop hypertension. Okay, that may also happen for pregnant lady. Okay, PMS, women before having their period, they will develop PMS, many symptoms, maybe headache, maybe they feel very angry for no reason. All these PMS syndrome may be also related to calcium deficiency. Okay, sometimes people may also experience muscle spasms, okay, cramps like that, tingling feelings in the hand, in the face. People with obesity, they are also of high risk not having enough calcium. And people with PCOS also is related with calcium deficiency. Okay, so very easy. We all know calcium comes from milk, okay, yogurt and cheese. If you are what we mentioned earlier, lactose intolerance, so you may want to avoid milk product, right, dairy product, then you can go for tofu and some of the green vegetables like celery, what else? Cauliflower, all those, they do have calcium. Again, it's similar to iron. This type of calcium is not easily absorbed from vegetables. Okay, so that means that you may want to rely more on tofu plus with plant-based food if you are vegetarian. And if you still find that it's not enough for you, go for supplements. All right. Next is BCAA. Now, take note, the coming ones, all of these nutrients are related for sport performances. Okay, they are all amino acid building blocks for protein. Okay, so I will group them and explain to you together. If you are an athlete or you are looking to excel in sports, these will be relevant to you. But if you are not, you are not looking into performance, physical performances, as long as you eat enough of protein, you do not have to be very concerned about not having this enough. These are mainly focusing for people who want to excel in the sport. Okay, so there are BCAA, there are choline, there are glutamine, there are creatine, beta-alanine, and arginine. Okay, I'll still go through one by one, just letting you know more relevant for sport person. So BCAA is a type of amino acid that is in chain form. Okay, branch chain amino acid, BCAA. So these usually, if you are not a vegan, okay, you may not need this supplementation. Okay, especially if you look at this, no benefit, don't go for this type of supplementation. Just eat your normal diet. Okay, so what BCAA is good for is to prevent muscle tissue breakdown. Okay, and it helps to increase protein synthesis. That's why I say it's really good for sportmen. They really want a lot of muscle. Okay, so if you are vegan, go for this. If you are a sport person, you may go for this if it shows that it's beneficial for you or very beneficial for you. Okay, the next one is choline. Okay, choline is another type of something like amino acid. Last time we used to call it a type of vitamin B. Okay, but now it's been excluded. It's a type of water-soluble nutrients, and it's easily found in egg, in chicken, in cod,
broccoli also, it contains choline. Okay, the function is to transport lipid from the liver to, it's transported from the lipids, transport of lipid from the liver to the rest of the body. So it helps to bring lipid away from the liver. So in other way, actually, it's also a type of nutrients that is good for your liver, because otherwise, if all the fat accumulate there, you will have fatty liver, right? So this is something good. Also, it helps to reduce or repair of this muscle damage. Okay, it also regulates our nervous system. So again, if you're not a sport person and you do eat a regular diet, you eat eggs, chicken on regular day, no worries. But if you are someone who has very beneficial on your result and you are a sport person, you may look for choline supplements. Okay, otherwise, no worries. So for glutamine, okay, glutamine is another amino acid. So it's very important, especially you have severe injuries. You have severe trauma physically or injuries. In hospital, burn patient, they need glutamine to help them heal. So from there, you know that it reduces muscle breakdown. Okay, it helps to boost your immune. Okay, it helps you to metabolize your protein better. It's also good for your brain and your digestive lining. Okay, the layer there. So people with gut problem, okay, for example, always get inflammation in the gut, you may also want to look for glutamine. Okay, so glutamine, again, if you eat a very balanced diet, no worries. Okay, if you are athlete, you suffer injuries, you want it to heal faster, you want to reduce the muscle breakdown, there are glutamine supplements out there as well. Okay, and then the next one is creatine. Okay, creatine helps to supply energy to the cells, right? Reduce inflammation. So that's why sport person, they exercise a lot, it actually causes inflammation in the body and they need energy. So creatine helps that. Okay, also it helps to improve our cell health. It enhances antioxidant properties. So that means if you have antioxidant, you have creatine, creatine helps to enhance the function of this antioxidant. All right. So again, if you eat fish, herring fish, you eat pork, you eat beef, you eat salmon, you eat tuna, you already get good amount of creatine. Okay, unless you want to improve, you are sportman, sportwoman, you can look for a supplement. Okay. The next one is beta-alanine. So beta-alanine, the function is to help your muscle to reduce lactic acid buildup. If you join me in the first session, you know lactic acid starts to build up when you exercise for a prolonged prolonged time. When your body do not get fast enough supply of this oxygen to your body starts to use fat as energy, and with this metabolism, it makes lactic acid. The lactic acid will stay inside your muscle. So the next day, you feel very sore because of this lactic acid. So that's why it's important for sportmen or sportwomen. You want them to perform well. They want to reduce the buildup of lactic acid in the muscle. So they get beta-alanine to help with that. Okay, beta-alanine also help with anti-aging. It also improve the function of this antioxidant. Okay, so generally is to help athlete to perform better, less inflammation, less muscle soreness. Okay, again, these can be found in fish, codfish, pork, beef, turkey, eggs. So if you are not a sportman, sportwoman, okay, just remain as you are. Eat all the food that is healthy for you. The last one, this arginine is a little bit different because not only is important for sport performances, it's good for you as a general person. Why? Because arginine helps with blood flow. Okay, arginine, when it enters the body, they can use to produce something called the nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is the gas, is a type of gas, but it helps our blood vessel to relax and dilate. When it dilates, it's larger, right? Blood can flow better. When blood can flow better, that means it can deliver oxygen to the rest of the cell better. It can also deliver nutrients to the rest of the cell better. So regardless of not you are an athlete or you are just an ordinary person, having arginine in your body is really good for you, for general health maintenance as well, okay? So if it's very beneficial, yes, go and look for supplement. There's one really good one. It's called LX Young. They're a good source of arginine inside. Okay. Other food, of course, food also contains arginine. Okay, like sesame seeds, soybeans, spinach, pork, turkey. You can also get arginine from, and many fruits and vegetables also. Okay, it's just that the amount is not very concentrated. For all the nutrients that I mentioned, okay, regardless if it's for sports, for vitamins, for mineral, what supplement does is it gives you much concentrated of that particular nutrients, okay? Comparing from eating food, you may need to eat a lot, then only you get the similar amount. Okay, so depending on how, if you can do it very regularly, you can very consistently eat a certain type of food, probably you may not need the supplement. But if you avoid the food, you don't get it very regularly, then yes, please find the supplement, and according to the result as well. High risk, low risk, beneficial, not beneficial, you make your own judgment. And if you have any doubts, always ask your nutritionist or your dietitian or your doctor. They can give you very good explanation, all right, to clear up all the confusion you have. So that is all from my sharing, and I see some question in the chat. Okay, let's see. So President Joanne asked if a woman with the status of low risk of folate deficiency, that means she will have pregnant difficulty? No, no, not that case. So folate deficiency is he or she may not easily get enough of folate from the diet. Okay, if high risk, increased risk or high risk of deficiency, harder for them to get enough just by the food. Okay, for pregnant lady, it is very important because when they pregnant, the baby developing inside the body, and folate is the one that helps them to develop the neuron, the tube behind us, especially 那个主要的神经线啊. Okay, if pregnant lady is deficient in folate, the baby form the tube that is exposed to outside, and then they may also affect the intelligence of the baby also. So that's why if pregnant lady, regardless if you're high risk or low risk, doctor always give you folate supplement. Okay, but for those who haven't get pregnant, but you plan to get pregnant, it is also good advice for them to start on folate already as a preparation, because baby already start forming inside, you didn't know until you check, and then only you know the baby is developing, right? So as long as you have a plan to get pregnant, go for that. But if you do not have any plan, if you have higher risk of deficient, also go for the supplementation. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you. Wow. 谢谢麒麟。哇 ，wonderful sharing 啊！所以呢，我觉得哦，真的现在因为科技的发达啊，所以让我们呢可以拥有这一个 DNA report 啊。那我自己本身呢也有了我的这个 report 咯。所以刚才在麒麟分享的时候呢，也一直在重复的了解自己的这一个做了 DNA 之后的这个 report 啊，真的我觉得呢，它就是好像我们自己的一个手册啦。那其实我们的 report 呢有这一个PDF， 你可以复印起来，然后呢我们也有呢就是在手机上，我们也可以呢拥有我们的这个 app 呢，然后这个 app 呢也可以轻松的让我们可以看得到我们的这一个所有的这个 report 里面所要注意的这一些事项了，太好了。Yeah, Jay.
Yeah, so thank you, Ms. Shilin, for the wonderful and informative sharing. So there are a lot of parameters we have to look at to achieve optimal health, and that is what the DNA test is all about. We pin down all the aspects each of us need to focus on, and so that there's no more guessing. So, Ms. Joanne, do we have time for more Q&A, or should we proceed?
或者我们要先来一个 share 好吗？我们
Right, okay.
我们今天有准备了一个 share 哦，听了吉林的分享之后呢，我相信哦，大家也很好奇的，诶，到底有了这个 report 之后，到底可以帮助我们呢，在哪一方面呢？那我们现在来听一听我们的这一个 share， 他拿到他的 report 之后的那一种感受是如何的呢？ Jack, video,
Okay.
please.
Hello，大家好，我是苏晴。首先，非常感谢Joanne给我这个机会，在这里跟大家分享我做的这个 TrueYou DNA 基因检测过后的感受。我之所以会做这个基因检测，是因为我本身就是有这个肠胃不舒服的问题，就动不动就会泻肚子啊，就会胃痛啊，还有胃胀风。这个问题其实困扰了我很久，一直想不到解决的方案。直到我听到了这个 TrueYou DNA 基因检测，里面其中一项就是有能够帮我检测到我的这个肠道的问题。我就说我一定要做这个检测，因为我要知道我的肠道到底是发生了什么事情，我才可以更好的去改善它。当然哦，除了这个肠道的资讯之外呢，它还有提供各方面的资讯，就包括好像我们的饮食方面啊、营养啊、健康风险啊、睡眠啊、压力等的资讯。还有一点最吸引我的就是这个个人的专属方案。当我有了这个报告，再加上这个专属的方案，我就可以更好的去拥有和改善我的这个生活方式，变得更健康。还有就是当我得到了我的报告的时候，我第一个时刻我要去看的就是我的这个肠胃的问题。的确，我的肠道并不是那么的健康，有3大原因。第一个原因就是其实我不能喝这个奶制品的饮料。就是比如说牛奶啊，可是我偏偏又是非常喜欢喝牛奶的，所以现在我慢慢的在减少喝这个牛奶了。还有就是咖啡因，我对咖啡因会过敏，一旦我喝了咖啡的时候，我就会上厕所，一直上厕所泻肚子了。还有就是这一点是我不知道的，原来压力也是导致我这个肠胃不舒服的其中原因之一。所以只要能够舒缓我这个压力，他们就有建议啊，就是说其实我每一天只需要花15分钟运动，还有就是有足够的睡眠，我就可以更好的去舒缓我的这个压力，还有就是改善我这个肠胃的问题。所以我觉得真的是很好，他写到很仔细哦。再来就是除了这个肠道的问题，我还有的这个问题就是我有这个肥胖的基因，还有我有这个糖尿病的风险，所以我一定要非常注意我的饮食方面，就尽量要减少吃糖分啊，有糖分要减少，过后还有就是加工食品啊要少吃，还有就是淀粉之类的食物。还有必须要多吃这个新鲜的蔬菜水果，还有就是一定要运动，因为我一旦瘦下来了，我很容易就会肥回，这个确实是对的，因为我自己本身也知道，所以幸好我自己每天都有在运动，保持这个健康的身体，所以我觉得这个报告真的是太好了，它写得非常好。还有一点我最喜欢的就是这个基因检测除了能够让我们了解到更多关于我们自己身体的方面的资讯之外呢，还有一点就是它能够帮我去发掘我自己的才华。我没有想过，原来我是那么的怎么说，我的 muscle 还有我的 stamina 是那么的好，是天生那么的好的，我可以锻炼成一个很好的运动健将。虽然我现在不是一个很有名的运动健将，但是只要我保持着我热爱运动的这一点，还有再加上改善我的饮食方面呢，我觉得我一定可以拥有一个更健康的生活方式。所以这么好的 TrueYou DNA 基因检测，我一定要去跟我身边所有的人去分享，好让大家也一起拥有一个更健康、更美好的生活。我的分享到这里，谢谢大家。
哦，太好了哦！那也希望呢，大家听了这个分享之后呢，会更了解啊，拿到礼包之后的那一个喜悦啊，跟那一个用处了哦。Jack，你要讲一下英文嘛，在座哦，我们
Yeah,
也
so
英文的哦。
there's a lot of points that Shu Chin has pointed out after getting the DNA report, the benefits from this DNA report. But I'll try my best to translate a little bit. So she benefited from gut health, understanding her gut health. She loves milk, but from the DNA report, she understood that milk is not suitable for her gut. And also stress wise, she needs to stress also affects her gut health through the DNA report. She understands this, and she needs to at least exercise 15 minutes a day, and also get enough sleep to improve her gut health in this in that sense. And also one more thing is she understood that she has good physical abilities, which is her muscle power is actually very good. So she can actually focus on building some muscles or make use of that potential.
对了，
What else?
对
Yeah,
了，对了。
that's about it, I think.
Wonderful, wonderful translation 。好的，谢谢我们的 Jay， 然后为我们的英文市场英文的这一个听众呢讲解了刚才很精彩的这个苏庆的这个分享啊。那么在这里呢，也想给大家看一下这个就是我们的这个 kit 啦如果大家还不了解我们的这个 kit 是怎么样的话呢，这个就是我们的那个 kit 啦。那么呢，我们可以把这个 kit 呢就送到你的家，当你订购了之后呢，它将送到你的家。但你打开之后呢，你就可以看得到里面呢就有另外的一个小盒子啦。那么在这个小盒子里面呢，你就可以打开，里面就有一个小的这一个瓶子啊。当然我的那个瓶子已经寄到去我们的 lab 了。那除了那个瓶子之外，还有一个小小的这一个漏斗啊，就是让我们把那个我们的水液呢，就是放到这个漏斗里面，它就流到我们的那个小瓶子啦。然后呢，把它装好之后呢，再由我们的 CityLink 会来到你的家，再跟你拿回你的这一个你收起了的这一个水液，然后呢再寄到我们的 lab， 然后呢再寄到我们的这一个英国的这一个 lab 呢，再做出我们的这个精准的报告，就会来到我们的手上啦。
Yeah, so you don't have to go anywhere. You can just be at your home because this DNA test can be done in your home. So as you just have to get the kit, the DNA testing kit, and all you need is 2 milliliters of saliva, and then you close it up, and the CityLink will come and collect the sample from you and be sent over to our lab in Malaysia. And after the analysis, it will be sent to London to do the decoding of your genetic codes. Yeah.
Yes， 好。那么其实呢，今天除了让大家听了我们这么好的这个麒麟为我们所分享的这个健康与维他命矿物质的这一个了解之后呢，其实今天我们也为大家准备了另外的一个环节就是让大家也清楚的可以了解一下我们的这个 club 就叫做 TrueYou Club。所以今天当你参加了我们的这一个检验之后呢，我们还有一个安排了一个 club， 让你呢也可以通过这个 club 呢，可以更多的这个节目，更多的这个管道，让你更清楚的去追求你的这个健康的人生啦。
Yeah, other than the DNA test, we have also organized or prepared a club called TrueYou Club to provide everyone with more latest information about health and also activities in the future. So we are very excited to let you guys, to share with you guys a little bit about this TrueYou Club.
耶，那么我们现在呢，就马上有请我们要为我们介绍这个 TrueYou Club 的 President， 我们有请我们的
Gabriel Woon. We have to wait for a while because there's transitions going on. Surprise! hello.
Introduction.
Take it away.
Yeah. So actually, I was thinking, coming on board this TrueYou Club is actually coming on board this massive vehicle, this platform, heading towards our own wellness on an individual basis, because the profiling test, as I will tell you later, is also included in this TrueYou Club when we come on board. And on top of that, right, as Jack has mentioned, it eliminates all the guesswork. A lot of us are lost. For example, lost in the jungle, lost in the highway, but all of us are actually lost, right, in a jungle of genetic codes because we don't really know what our genes really need. So coming on board this TrueYou Club, we will, right, lead us through our activities and all that. I shall go through it with all of you one by one. So the club objectives, okay? So we have our objectives is combat common illnesses and to lead a meaningful life, which all of us do once, so that we don't have any chronic illnesses, but maybe only the common cold or the minor cough, whatever it is. And we also have goals. We want to learn how to proactively manage and control our health and wellness through adoption of the preventive actions, right, to eliminate unnecessary uncertainties and avoid, as I said, chronic illnesses. And club member benefits has a lot of benefits. We will have continuous training, invitation to special events, activities, on seminar talks by health specialists, guiding us, informing us, and also explaining to us what we need to do, and also to understand our own particular needs, because all of us are individuals, and also special coaching by professionals and successful leaders. And on top of that, we also have our campus where you can gain access to this magnificent campus and have private meetings, discussions with your friends when the situation allows. So on top of all this, we also have a consultation one-to-one with our nutritionist and dietitian supported by Dr. Coach and Dr. Tay. So our nutritionist is Mr. Wong, and our dietitian is Miss Jillian, which has given us such a wonderful talk just a while ago. And to round it all up, we also have club activities because we want to have all the sunshine and all the fresh air, as Miss Jillian has said. We have parenting advisory, we have fitness training, outdoor activities, and all these activities, right? Fitness training, outdoor activities will be headed by a very young, handsome young man, which is our MC, Jack Liu, and on top of that, personal development as well. So how to have all these, right? Is it suitable for me? That's a good question. Actually, you look at this picture, it is as young as 8 years old, even younger. And for senior citizens, way over 80 years old. So it doesn't matter what your age. Of course, the younger you are, well, the more benefit it is, because as we are growing and we know our needs, we will be able to strengthen it to its optimum. But doesn't matter whether we are in our 60s, 70s, or 80s, it is still beneficial because it's never too late to learn about how to get more and more healthy. So at this stage, I would like to invite a very young, beautiful lady who, by the name of Haley, and she will come on board to tell us why she has done this profiling test. Haley, are you ready to come on board? Hello?
Say hello.
Hello?
Hello. Cannot see her. You stand up.
You have to stand up. This young little
Stand
girl,
up, Haley.
beautiful young little girl.
Okay. There. Okay. Say hello. Hello.
Hi, Haley.
Say thank you, mommy, for buying for me. You say up, please.
Thank you, Mommy, for buying us the TrueYou program to test our DNA.
Oh, was it difficult to do the DNA program profiling?
Not really. It was pretty easy, if I say so myself.
You're very lucky because at your age, this test will definitely benefit you a lot. And you really have to be very grateful to your mom, because she really invested in all of you so young, to be more and more healthy, to optimize your potential in all ways, not only your brains, but in all ways, in your physical health, in the way you're going to have your diet and so forth, because each of us are very individual, and you will be able to excel in whatever you want to do, because you have the right nutrition to gear towards your physical, mental health all the way. Okay? You want to add anything else?
Lily, you want to speak? No, no one.
That's all. Thank you.
Thank you for coming on board. Thank you. Jack?
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Miss Shanette, for the sharing. Their daughters, or her daughter was very shy, I think.
Yeah.
And so you still have some sharing left, right, from the slides?
So give me a minute. I'm coming on board to do that.
Right. Okay.
I have a little bit of an issue.
Technical difficulties. Yeah. So even 8-year-olds can take this test, and there's no side effects. You can get to know your genetic traits, your genetic what your body actually needs at a young age, so that you will be able to utilize that knowledge for a lifetime. So if you divide that years, according to the price of the product, is actually very worth it. Like it's a few cents a day probably. I haven't calculated that, but yeah.
Okay, I've got the slide on, Jack.
All right.
Just let me go on, continue to finish it off. And right, so one of the most important thing is, on board of this wellness train, this platform, we will be sharing a healthy lifestyle through knowing our genes. Actually, it is one of the best that we can share with our family, friends, and community today, is to help them to reduce, right, all the burden of having chronic illnesses, particularly in situations of today, COVID-19, where the only defense is a strong immune system. Okay, and right, how do we qualify to be our club member? It's actually easy. You can use it through a credit card, easy payment plan. A credit card installment plan will spread the payment over 12 months at 0% interest. And one membership is actually 250 ringgit Malaysia over 12 months. Now we got this very special promotion for all of you here today. It is for 2 memberships, it's 374 ringgit Malaysia, working out to be 187 per member. When you buy this twin promo at 12 months, 187. Upon signing of the subscription, remember, you are entitled to all the benefits, including your DNA profiling test. Let me repeat, including your membership will also include a profiling DNA test. So isn't that great? Having heard Miss Jilin explain all that we need about in terms of the vitamins and minerals, that it is individual, very, very individual. Without testing, we would never know. So this DNA profiling test is most important for our health. So with that, thank you so much for coming on board. And back to you, Jack.
Thank you so much, Mr. Gabriel Woon, for the sharing. As you can see, we have prepared a lot of events in the TrueYou Club. So I encourage everyone to take their part, to do their part in learning how to take care of their own health. And that starts by gaining knowledge in what we actually need, our body actually need. So this DNA test is actually the starting point of your journey in obtaining optimal health or wellness.
对呀，对呀，哇哦，真的是太棒了哦！今天
Welcome back.
对，那么其实呢，Jack，今天呢，我们也有特别的优惠哦。那么呢，除了我们可以用我们的 credit card 呢，12期的这个分期付款，那么今天我们也特别呢，也给出了这个24期的 credit card 分期付款的这个方式了。那2个 membership 呢，只需要呢付出187块1个月哦。那也就是说，一个人呢只需要93块，你就可以成为了我们的 club member。也同时呢，你也可以拥有你的这个 DNA profiling test. Wonderful, isn't it?
Yeah, so 2 memberships. Today's special promotion, there will also be 2 memberships at 93 per person. So it's only 93 ringgit per person. If you compare to your insurance, you have to pay that for a lifetime. Okay, you have to pay that for a very long time. But you don't want to reap the benefits of insurance, right? Because that means that something bad has happened to you. So if you invest in this DNA test, you can make all those informed decisions to improve your health. So which one is more valuable?
Yeah.
Even though insurance is important, but then DNA test is something you can make use of. It's actionable. You gain that knowledge, you can make informed decisions to improve your health.
对呀，
Yeah,
对呀，
that's
你真的是讲的非常的对呀！投资了这一个 TrueYou DNA 的这个 profiling test 呢，其实真的对我们的人生，对我们要怎么样管理好我们自己的健康呢，扮演着非常重要角色啦。好，在没有结束之前呢，想要大家为我们填上这一个我们的这一个 feedback form 好吗？那我现在马上呢把我们的这个 feedback form 打开，希望大家可以为我们填上这一个 feedback form。
okay. So we'll just have a few minutes here to get some feedback from everyone who attended today's sharing. And is this program beneficial to you? And will you introduce this program to others? Will you be interested to be our TrueYou Club member? So we just want to get some feedback on whether anything we need to improve from this sessions that we have conducted. So please fill up these 3 questions. It should be in front of you on the screen. If you have any questions, you can type them down in the chat box. You guys can see, right? Is this program beneficial to you? There's a choice. Yes, no, maybe.
好像是填不到是吗？
Oh, cannot, is it?
等一下啊，
You don't have the box for us to take.
要不怎么会这样啊？
You have to have the box for us to take.
Relaunch.
Relaunch. OK.
Yes.
Sorry 啊，现在可以吗？
Yes.
Cannot. Oh, can't feel it. Eh?
Now you can.
Oh, now can. Okay.
Yes.
Now we can. All right.
Yes.
Wow, a lot of yes. Wow, nice.
Yes.
Yeah, so definitely you can invite more people to join our next session in the future. We will have more sessions in the future. So be sure to invite more of your friends to learn about how they can improve their health and help end this pandemic earlier or do our part in contributing to this
对对。
pandemic.
那么我们的这个 program 呢是每一个星期六的2点钟我们将会先做这一个健康与营养的这个讲解，来自我们的这一个非常有经验的营养师。接下来我们也会让大家有一个多额外的这个了解我们的成为 club member 的这个好处啦。好，谢谢大家的这个参与。好了。 Yeah, thank you. Wow.
Nice.
Nice.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. 谢谢。
Thank you for the positive feedback.
Yeah. 那么其实呢，今天呢，我们也有就是要让大家知道，下个礼拜呢，我们将会有我们的这个2点钟，同样的这个时间，这一个 Zoom 呢，我们将跟大家分享睡眠与压力如何通过基因检查了解你的睡眠与压力啦。 所以我们下个星期见，拜
Yeah,
拜。
next week we'll be talking about how we can handle stress and sleep in healthy ways through our DNA test. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's session and hope to see you guys next week.
耶，拜拜。
Do we want to take a photo? Everyone's leaving though.
呀，那么还有
Yeah. Anyone, those who are still around, we take a photo. Like we turn on our cameras and we take a photo.
Yes.
So hope everyone stays safe and healthy this coming lockdown, June. Right.
Much.
Okay, 3, 2,
1.
everyone ready? 3, 2, 1.
Yay.
Smile. One more. Smile. Okay, thank you.
见了的 Jay， 我看不到我自己哦。
啊，你看不到你自己？
我去了哪里哦？
Okay.
啊，对，我不见了的。好的，那么给我们的 club member 呢，等一下3点半，哎呦，几点了？现在，哇，不好意
3
思，
点半了。
我今天真的是哦，好像时间有一点失控一下。那么对于我们的 club member 呢，想要了解如何的去发展我们的这一个 TrueYou 的这一个机会导向的话呢，你可以参与我们3点半，我们还有一场呢，特别给我们的 club member。See you day， bye。哎，我看到我了，回来了。OK， 拜拜 ，See you，See you。Minutes for those who are wanted to know about the opportunity. Thank you. See you. Bye bye.